As you know, NASA has gone to the moon for a space mission, NASA Artemis. So today, we are tracking NASA Artemis satellites in real life, in the life. So, here in your screen, you can see that where is NASA Artemis satellites is revolving around the Earth. So please make sure to leave a like and subscribe in my live stream. And this is my first live stream, so please support me. Thank you and enjoy the live stream.
Years after we last left footprints on the moon, NASA's Artemis 1 is our first bold step towards getting us back there and pushing us farther than we've ever been before. You are looking at the world's most powerful rocket and Orion spacecraft live on Launch Pad 39B. The energy here is palpable as we attempt to make history today.
We're going to learn so much about the solar system from the moon and even about the Earth.
Range weather. Weather is go for launch.
The mission management team has been told you have a go to proceed with terminal count.
On behalf of all the men and women across our great nation who have worked to bring this hardware together to make this day possible, at this time I give you a go to resume count and launch Artemis 1.
4-stage engine start. 3, 2, 1. Boosters in ignition. And liftoff of Artemis 1. We rise together. Back to the moon and beyond.
SLS now traveling 607 miles per hour.
The harder the climb, the better the view. We showed the Space Coast tonight. What a beautiful
Artemis 1. We rise together. Back to the moon and beyond. Liftoff of Artemis 1. It was just before 2 a.m. on a cloudless Florida night. And liftoff of Artemis 1. We rise together. Back to the moon and beyond. The most powerful rocket in NASA history came screaming to life, rattling buildings and windows, headed for a 26-day uncrewed orbit around the moon and charting a path to one day go long and deep.
The moon is just a few days away. Mars is months and months away.
On board, test dummies that will register the G-forces and radiation exposure, with astronauts set to board the next flight around the moon in 2024, then landing in 25 with a crew that includes a woman and person of color. And this is what the future looks like. Astronauts working on a new lunar space station called Gateway. Already the Gateway sections are coming together in Houston.
It's going to let us fly crews from Earth to Gateway. From there, they will go onto the lunar surface.
Just this week, a new NASA satellite named Capstone arrived at the moon, scouting the best future orbit for Gateway. This is Capstone, the actual size. It weighs about 50 pounds. It has these deployable solar panels. The critical piece of technology is the antenna on top, communicating directly with an orbiting lunar NASA satellite.
You can think of it like a GPS system for the moon.
Underscoring why Artemis, with its big orbital loop around the moon, is so critical before splashdown next month off San Diego. Next year, NASA plans to name the astronauts for America's first return to the moon in 50 years, as Artemis picks up where Apollo left off. Tom Costello, NBC News at the Kennedy Space Center.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top story.
Hydrogen burn-off igniters initiate. 7, 6, 5. 4-stage engine start. 3, 2, 1. Boosters in ignition. And liftoff of Artemis 1. We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
5 engines on the core stage and 2 solid rocket boosters now propelling the vehicle at 128 miles per hour.
Through Artemis, the twin sister of Apollo, we are returning to the moon. This is Orion, the only human-rated spacecraft in the world capable of deep space travel. And now, the Space Launch System, NASA's most powerful rocket since the Apollo era, stands ready. Having undergone and passed numerous tests, the time has come to complete the journey. With hardware originating from every state in the nation and from partners around the world, Artemis 1 will be the first flight test of each of these components now assembled together. These 2 solid rocket boosters will provide more than 75% of the thrust necessary to leave Earth. Each booster stands 17 stories tall, a full segment more powerful than the SRBs of Shuttle. Together, these boosters are capable of 7.2 million pounds of thrust and will burn for the first 2 minutes of flight. The core stage, at 212 feet, is the tallest rocket stage NASA has ever built. With the rocket's flight computer secured inside, the core stage is designed to hold 2.3 million pounds of fuel. The 196,000 gallons of liquid oxygen and the 537,000 gallons of liquid hydrogen will combine to provide 8.5 minutes of propellant to the 4 massive RS-25 engines mounted below. As proven workhorses of the shuttle fleet, each RS-25 engine has a legacy all its own. Together, these 4 engines provide 2 million pounds of thrust, and with the SRBs, are capable of pushing Orion to a speed of 17,000 miles per hour. The interim cryogenic propulsion stage is a 45-foot tall upper stage that offers Orion nearly 25,000 pounds of thrust. Performing 2 separate burns, the ICPS will first raise Orion's orbit and then, later, propel it out on a trajectory to the moon. The ICPS is powered by a single RL-10 engine that will perform these 2 burns. This storied engine has propelled robotic missions to every planet in the solar system, including Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, the first space probes to reach interstellar space. Orion's service module, provided by the European Space Agency, is the powerhouse that fuels and propels Orion in space. It stores the spacecraft's propulsion, thermal control, electrical power, and critical life support systems, such as water, oxygen, and nitrogen. Orion's crew module is the pressurized segment of the spacecraft, where future crews will live and work on journeys to the moon. Capable of accommodating 4 crew members for up to 21 days, this capsule includes state-of-the-art avionics, innovative crew systems, and the largest heat shield of its kind for entry back into the Earth's atmosphere. Positioned at the top of Orion is the Launch Abort System, designed to pull the crew to safety in the event of an emergency, on the pad or during launch. 3 solid rocket motors can activate in milliseconds, accelerating from 0 to 500 miles per hour in 2 seconds to propel Orion and crew safely away from the rocket. Now fully assembled, Artemis 1 stands at 322 feet. Artemis is no longer a series of separate parts and programs. United together, this is the first of Artemis's arrows, capable of ushering in the next chapter of human lunar exploration. Only together, this mighty system represents all that is possible, all that we are capable of when united around a stunning vision, with each component playing its part in a grander effort. We, the people of NASA and our partners, we, the people of the Artemis generation, all around this beautiful world, will bear witness what we are capable of. Together, we are going back to the moon.
So, as you see, the Earth is at the center, Moon is here, and the Orion spacecraft is here. Is nearby the Moon and is reaching. You can see the details and speeds and velocity shared around of the Orion spacecraft. So I think you have enjoyed this live stream. I want to end this live stream. Yeah. And see, 1,64,000 miles distance to Moon. Orion is reaching Moon. Yes, it's very close. Distance from Earth is 1,39,414 miles. And see the speed of the Orion, 2,657 miles per hour. Mission elapsed time 1 day, 8 hours and 25 minutes. You can also check this at NASA.government special track Artemis website. So bye guys, मिलते हैं जल्दी आपसे नेक्स्ट वीडियो में और लाइव स्ट्रीम में. बाय.